NSCA Precision Nutrition Coach from the University of Miami, a sports coach, and a certified coach and founder of Sweet Nation, which is established in Sweat Nation, which is also Sweet Nation too. Sweat Nation, which is established in 2010, a company that provides itself in working with clients, rethinking and recreating their stories. He uses a proven holistic method. Sweat Nation guides clients on the journey towards bursting through their current level. Flip's coaching philosophy encompasses not only nutrition and functional movement, but also emphasizes developing a mindset that, when applied, leads to fulfillment and higher achievement. I introduce to you Flip Aguilera.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you all for braving the outside and the nature to be here with me. So I guess I want to start off with a story. And a few years ago, I had a friend of mine who had an infectious disease. And because of that, I met another friend who is the first person I called that I've been actually talking to when it comes to this. So I have a friend named Dr. Danny Kerwin, and she is probably one of the top handful of people in the world when it comes to tuberculosis. So I immediately went to her, and she's like, you know, all you can really do are the things that they tell you to do. Wash your hands. Sing the ABCs while you wash your hands, or twinkle, twinkle, little star, so you do it as long as possible. The masks aren't really going to do anything according to her. Now, some of the things she said that you can do is try to do what you can to make your immune system as strong as possible. So number one, and the things I'm going to go over now are things that are good for just life in general. So the first thing you can do is optimize your sleep. So how many of us are sleeping well these days?
Yeah, until 6 a.m.
Because sleep is what your body and your immune system need to recover and show up for you day after day. That's what makes the number two option so important. Movement, exercise, purposeful movement. When you move with intensity, that makes you tired. You're tired, what do? You sleep. So you see how those things go into each other. And then of course, the last one that I like to say is nutrition. What are you feeding yourself? Are you feeding yourself something that is going to make your immune system stronger or weaker? If you are giving yourself tons and tons and tons of glucose, that's probably going to give you more inflammation, make your immune system have to work harder than it has to, thus making your immune system weaker. So now might be the time where we want to sleep better than ever, move on purpose, and we might have to figure out how to do in-home workouts since nobody wants to go outside anymore, and figure out how we're going to feed that stuff. So some of the tips that I guess I can give you that I've been using myself is I've obviously been taking overdoses of vitamin C. So, and I've been taking liposomal vitamin C, which is a type that is just easier, more bioavailable. Something else that I've been doing is taking oil of oregano, because that is an antiviral, antifungal. I'm not sure any of this is going to work, so go to your doctors, but if I can increase my immunity by 5%, 10%, why not? Because in nature works, it works in a funny way, and it works in a funny way for all the things. Say we have a lion. Is the lion going to eat the zebra that is the weakest or the strongest? Anybody?
The weakest.
Exactly. So what can you do to make your immune system the strong zebra? And again, sleep, take the oregano oil, eat well. So that's what I have to say about that, since it's just such a hot topic. But what I really wanted to speak about was breathing, right? Because it's something we all have in common. It's the first thing we all did when we got to this existence, is that we had to take a breath. So I don't know, Abraham has a little baby, and I probably, when we hang out, I tell him, look at how your baby breathes. And if you look at how babies breathe, they breathe into their belly. So what I want all of us to do right now is just put our hands kind of over our belly button. And when we take a deep breath, what we want is we want our belly button to expand. And then when we exhale, we want to suck that belly button in. So this type of breath is called the parasympathetic breath. And it's the type of breath that keeps everything calm. When we're breathing more into our mouth, that is a more, fight or flight breath. And when I work with people, specifically when I go to like chiropractors' offices and things like this, there's so many people who are breathing up into their chest all day long. And Does anybody here disagree with the concept that the singular thing we are meant to do on this planet is adapt? Does everybody agree with that?
Yes.
So if we adapt towards breathing up all the time, what we are effectively telling our brain is that we are always in a fight or flight system. And the fight or flight system is going to lower your immunity. Why? Because when you're in a fight or flight system, breathing type, the first thing that's going to shut down is reproduction, immune system, because you need to survive. You don't need to fight for what's coming later. You need to survive right now. So that's why things like the breath are so important. There's not a singular, religion, yoga, Buddha, everybody. How many of them come back to the breath? So hopefully I've given you a little bit of insight as to why that's important. Breathing more calmly instead of breathing more not calmly, I guess. And I guess last example I'll give is, how many of us have been to a gym, we've seen a male specifically in their 20s, and they're out there pushing and doing all this while they're exercising? How many of us have seen or experienced that? I used to be that person. Now, when you do that, what you're doing is you're making yourself breathe up into the chest instead of down, number one. And number two, because you're doing all that kicking and screaming, you're tiring out your central nervous